what's the minimum that we need to put away monthly to save to get to about $2 million within 10 years?
Well, that depends on how much you earn on the money that you're saving each month. But I can tell you that if you really want to get to $2 million in 10 years, you're going to have to do some massive savings over that time period. For example, if you assume that you get an 8% annual return on your monthly savings, you would need to put away about $11,000 a month to get to $2 million in 10 years. Now, if you have a higher return, say 10%, that reduces your savings nut a little bit to about $10,000. If you have a return of about 6%, then you have to save a little bit more, about $12,000. But clearly, these figures are unrealistic. I mean, most people don't even earn $10,000 to $12,000 a month, let alone be able to save that amount. That said, there are some ways, though, that you can figure out how much you need to save on a regular basis to get to a certain figure, whether it's $2 million or some other figure. One way is to go to our What You Need to Save calculator. Now, while this kind of calculator is helpful, it does have some shortcomings. And one is that in the real world, you're probably not going to save the exact same amount every month. Ideally, what you would like to do is save more over time as your salary goes up. Another thing that this calculator doesn't take into account is the ups and downs of the market. And so in reality, when you're saving money, you're not going to get a steady 8% or a steady 9% year after year. Some years you're going to do better, some years you're going to do not as well, and that affects the amount that you'll have at the end of the period. So if you want a little better idea, a more realistic idea of how much you should be saving to reach a longer-term goal like retirement, I suggest you go to our retirement planner calculator. And there, instead of plugging in a certain amount of money you intend to save each month, you put in your salary and the percentage of salary that you'd like to save. You enter some other pieces of information, and then what the calculator does is it gives you a sense of your odds of reaching different levels of savings. So, for example, it might say that you have a 10% chance of accumulating $2 million by retirement, but you have a 90% chance of accumulating something less, like maybe $800,000 or $900,000. And this way you get a sense of the range, and that's more realistic because you don't really know what the returns will be.